There we are. I think we're good to go. Good morning. Welcome to Saturday Morning Live with Johnny Boy. Yeah, look at me. Look at this. Eh? I think it looks quite good. Then Alison tells me that she doesn't like it. Well, anyway, here we are. Well, Saturday Morning Live with Johnny Boy. For the last couple of weekends, I've been doing some live streams from different places. We did it in the woods. Not we did it in the woods, but we did the live stream from the woods the other week, just to see if I was able to hold a conversation with a number of people from a wooded area without all the props behind me. Do we need all the props behind me? What happened there? If we needed all the props behind us, we don't need all those props behind us. And then I did it from the van the other week. I want to know whether the content that we're actually delivering on here, not just me, it's about you guys as well. Christian Griffiths has just joined us this morning. Good morning, Christian. How you doing, mate? I hope you've given it a like. We're going to see if we can get the live stream up on here now. Let's get live up on here. Saturday Morning Live. One watching, that's all we need. I just need one viewer, and let's just turn the volume down on there. I can actually see the comments on there. We've got a couple joining us now. There we are. Christian Griffiths, Mike Burke. Good morning, Mike. How you doing? It's good to see you on there. Kuram Chowdhury. Hi, Johnny Boy. Kuram, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. I haven't seen you for a while. We've got 9 live viewers on here this morning. Hey, I'm always entitling these live streams, not just Saturday Morning Live with Johnny Boy, but giving it a title in a different way. And I had a conversation with a supplier yesterday about porcelain. And we don't always have to talk about porcelain. We can talk about a number of things. We can talk about tools. We can talk about wood. We can talk about shosuban. We can talk about fruits and plants and all that sort of thing, vegetables. And that's normally the way this live stream goes. No, Mike, good to see you join us this morning. And the live stream goes in different directions because of your participation in the live stream. Lee McLean just joined us. New Views Landscaping. Good morning, mate. Good to see you. Haven't seen you on here for a while. Do you know, my memory, I'm sure my memory is absolutely going because I can't refer to certain things. I write people's names down, and maybe it's early signs of dementia. Shouldn't laugh about it, but if it is, it is. If it's not, it's not. I'm not sure. I think with me, like all of you that are out there, that we've got so much on our plate, and people always say to remember things is to write things down. And I'll show you now. I've got a pen and a paper. It's blank at the moment. But yeah, it is. It's a way to remember things. And the way I learned when I did my HND in garden design was, and those plant names, was to write them down copious amounts of times to remember what we want to learn about. And by writing, it sort of has this way of, everybody has a different way of learning, but certainly for me, it has a way of just staying in the mind, in the brain, and just remembering things in a different way. And everybody has those ways. Anyway, I'm sort of digressing now. Welcome to Saturday Morning Live with Johnny Boy. This podcast isn't necessarily supported or sponsored by anyone. It's what I'm doing. But I've got to say a massive thanks, as usual, to companies like Ruby, like Styled, like Balladieces, and all these companies are just there to support. And, you know, for years, I want companies to be more accountable and to give back to our community and to value us, what we're doing on a day-to-day basis. When we go with those merchants and those suppliers, that they value us. They're not just using us as a source, an income source. It's not just about that. Yes, the money is important, without a doubt. 16 live viewers, we've only got 1 like. Remember, when you join the live stream, it's so important that you actually give it a like. So all you people on the air this morning, even if you're a keyboard warrior, give it a like because you're still with us. Just give us a like now. We got Paul Goodchild joined us. Mum's surprised when went shopping to Waitrose on her birthday yesterday. They said, stay there. Someone gave her a bunch of flowers and said happy birthday to her. Listen, Paul, happy birthday to you, Mum. Have a great day. It's good to have you on here this morning and wish her a happy birthday from all on this live stream this morning. Mario Ritzi's joined us. Mario, are you in your wine France in front of the fire? Hey, it's getting a little bit warmer now, but It has been, but now the cold weather's coming back. It's going to be a bit of a frost. Some places are going to be having snow next week. So think about what you're doing when you're laying that paving. If any of you this morning has anything that you want to talk about on this live stream, now is the time to tell me. Now is the time to tell me. Mary says, "Hi Johnny, we can't be with you this morning. We'll watch later." That's absolutely fine, Mary. Really appreciate you joining this morning. Richard Dowd, hey everyone. Carl Button, good morning, Johnny boy. How's it going, Carl? Good to see you on here. Good to see you, Richard. The live stream this morning is not just about me and about my ego. The other week, somebody said to me when they come to visit me, they said I was egotistical, apparently. Egotistical. You're going to say, why did he say that? Well, I don't know. We had a little argument. We had a little tiff in the garden about certain things. And it was about being creative. How many of you guys could actually go into a garden, okay? Just imagine this, all right? Just imagine this. Bear with me for a second and I'll take you through the process. Just having a confidence in your methods, Rich, mate. Listen, thanks very much. Really appreciate it. Let me have a little drink. I'm going to take you through this in a moment. If you've just joined, welcome to Saturday Morning Live with Johnny Boy. The title is The Future of Porcelain, whatever you want to call it. It's not clickbait. So what I want to propose to you is that we watch programs like Garden Rescue, and no doubt it won't appeal to a lot of you, but there are rules. It's meant for TV, okay? It's meant for TV. And they are having to produce a garden in 2 days, okay? On a budget, okay? The customer has a budget. What can be achieved in 2 days? And what it tells me is that when you're able to achieve something, yes, standards drop because everybody's running around and things get compromised. We know that, but what it shows you is what can be done. What can be done in a couple of days. Just imagine you're in, say for example, that town garden, that townhouse garden, that old Victorian. Jem, good morning, bud. Good to see you. I've finished the sandstone patio. Quite a nice change from porcelain. Yeah, absolutely. It's good to lay those natural products. What I was talking about, Jem, is just imagine you go into that garden, somebody asks you, can you do something with my garden on a budget, okay, on a budget. And you go in that garden, let's just picture this. It's overgrown, first of all. It's got like a nice hedge growing along a Victorian wall on the top. Maybe it's a cotoneaster that's grown into an edge, or a Lonicera nitida, the honeysuckle, or a privet, okay? So you've got a hedge on the wall on the right-hand side with the neighbour. At the back, there's some trees and some shrubs. There's a couple of trees, ornamental trees that would look good. Maybe an ornamental flowering cherry in the one corner of the garden. And also, to one side, it's all overgrown, all right? There's an amount of materials, whether you've got like some old flagstone, some old bricks, okay? And there's some willow growing in the garden as well. So what we say to ourselves, what can we do on that? And what it tells me that when you're able to produce something from that, all right, it's almost like coming back and you haven't been shopping and there's nothing in the cupboard. And you think, what can I conjure up in that cupboard? What can I get from that cupboard? Am I able to produce, let me take my top off, so I'm really getting into this. Am I able to produce something really exciting from that cupboard, okay, on nothing in there? It's just amazing, you know, that you produce something absolutely magical, tastes wonderful, it's nice and hot from a cupboard that has nothing basically in there. Minimal. Okay, minimal. So just imagine you're in that garden, you've got a few slabs, a few bricks, and some willow growing or whatever, so bits of wood or bits of timber. So what we do first, we go in, we clear it out. This can be done quite fast, okay? We get in, we clear it, we cut, we get rid of the rubbish, we make things look smart and neat and get rid of all the rubbish. And then we say that maybe just by the small patio French doors, wooden doors, we lay a couple of flagstones, those big thick flagstones. We lay them down almost like a small little patio, not a big patio, small patio. And instead of cementing, we put chamomile or thyme through the joints, okay? So you're not cementing, okay? Looks magical, okay? Like a carpet in between the joints. Then we use those old bricks to create a nice meandering path down the garden, and we lay it on sand. We can actually lay it on earth because we're going to put the chamomile and thyme in that as well, okay? It might not be everybody's cup of tea, but all of a sudden we got a patio, we got that nice herringbone path in those nice Victorian bricks going down to the bottom, and then we cut the willow and we make a screen so it's a living wall. But what we're able to do, we're able to produce something very quickly, very easily, from almost nothing. And that tells me a lot about a person that can produce something from nothing, because it's magic, okay? It's simply magic that you're able to do something on a budget. And what it tells me, that if, for example, the budget was available, okay, and the time was available, you'll be able to produce something really special in a garden, okay, because you've got that skill set to actually deliver on nothing. It tells me a lot. So when we watch gardens like these programs like Garden Rescue, it tells me that yes, things get compromised. They're doing it fast. But just imagine, I know some of those guys on there, Andy and Lee and Ben Pope, Charlie Dimmick, who's got a fantastic name. She's a real plants person. They're able to produce something almost for nothing. It's magic. So if you watch it next time, just be a little bit kinder, in my words. Mike Burke says, how long after trees being cut and stump ground should a porcelain patio be laid? Really, Mike? Okay, so you've taken a tree stump out. How long should it be? So let me read that again. How long after trees being cut and a stump ground out should porcelain patio be laid? Mike, what you need to do is that tree stump it needs to come out, and the ground needs to be compacted. You need to get all the debris out, or anything that is green that's going to compromise the structure of that subbase. So it needs to come out. I'm not quite sure about the time on that one, Mike. Restore the store. Good morning from the New Forest. Hope all is well. Do you know, I absolutely love it. I'm blown away when people join us on a live stream and they tell us where they're from and what they're doing. Don't forget, mind, this is what we do every week. If you want to send me a picture of what you're doing this morning anywhere in the country, you send it to me on WhatsApp. The number is 07795 595 994. That's my WhatsApp number. You can send it on there. Love to see what you're doing. Jem normally sends something in. And it'd be good to see the pictures of what you're doing, Jem, up there in Cheshire. Let me see if I can get the number up on screen now so you can actually see it there. It's 07795 595 994. There we are. I did that without glasses. Yeah, there's the number. Just send me a picture from where you are at this moment and what you're doing. Love to see what you're doing and what you've got to do the weekend. We don't have to talk landscaping. We can talk about anything. This community here is here to help everybody on here, and it doesn't have to be about landscaping. Benedict Simmons, morning everyone. Good morning, Benedict. That's how it's done. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're getting on well over there. Lee McLean says, Jonathan, it's meant to snow. Jonathan, it's meant to snow somewhere. I'm working next week. I'm currently laying a large porcelain patio. Any advice on laying in the snow, or should you not bother? Cheers. Listen, I think the thing is, what we need to do is you've got to be really careful. If you can cover up the area and work underneath it, and as long as it's not freezing in your area, it doesn't matter whether it's freezing around you. If you can quarantine that and be sure that it's not going to compromise your work, the temperature's not going to drop. It's a difficult thing to do, okay? It's a difficult thing to do. You see people put awnings up and sides on, and they'll actually put some heating in there in the night time. But the trouble is about that, what can happen is that the heat can actually evaporate. All I would do, when you think about the cost and everything that's involved, I would just stay away from it. Don't do it. And that's what a lot of people will do. Richard Dowd says, defo, leave it. Christian Griffith says, watching all my patios fade and green. I'm thinking of Porcelain the Future. Yeah, do you know, the thing is, I tell you what, Christian, that is a fantastic point. That is a fantastic point. We live in a country where primarily we have a lot of precipitation and a lot of rain. It's damp, it can be quite miserable. We don't get the sunshine like they do in some countries. If you go abroad and you look at some of the stone in the Mediterranean, it tends to stay clean because it gets copious amounts of sun on it. It's a little bit different. And the thing is about the porcelain, it is, it's only 0.02% porosity value on there. So depending on what porcelain you actually get, okay? because this industry is actually growing, there's copious amounts of different unscrupulous characters coming to the industry. I'm going to read what people say now in a moment, trying to keep up with this. Sarah Williams, good morning, John. Just gardening, Banbury in Oxford. Sarah, good morning. How you doing? Thank you very much. Glad you joined us this morning. Really, really appreciate it. Go to Sarah's website. Sorry, if you want to get your website up on here this morning, and maybe people can drive some traffic to your website. Sarah Williams there, Just Gardening, Banbury in Oxford. And that's Paul as well, my mate. Good to see Paul. I hope you're not on the old Rattler this morning. Let's get your website on there. You're not down in Cornwall again, by a beach somewhere. Good to see you. Matt Potter, my mate. Good morning, Silver Fox. What's occurring? Well, I tell you what's occurring, Matt. We've got this fantastic live stream going on this morning. We've got 23 live viewers, but we've only got 7 likes, so get on there. Hit the like button. It's good for the algorithms. It'd be good to have you on here, Matt Potter, at some time. Good to see Matt. Matt knows what the daily grind is all about, without a shadow of a doubt. Paul, what are you doing this morning? Not Paul Goodchild, Paul Williams. Want to know what you're doing. Just so you viewers now joining us, Sarah Williams, it says on there, good morning, John, Just Gardening, Banbury and Oxford. That's our Paul that's on there. Maybe Sarah's on there as well. Paul Goodchild says, I got to wait to the 10th of August for my birthday when me and Charlie Dimmock are 57. I got Ben Pope subscribed to a friend YouTube site, The Tattooed Gardener, who pressure washing today a job. Good to see. Sorry, who says no. He's in France. Is he really? He's off again. Paul Williams is definitely this gardening contractor down in Oxford who's got all the kit, all the boys with loads of toys, and he's out there in France. He's got something right. The balance of work life, he's just getting it right. Paul, if you're over in France, you should be watching this morning. Lee McLean says, I thought so. Cheers. There we are. No problem, Lee. It's great when it's not just my opinion on here. You can see the opinions of other people. Going to remind you now, please hit the like button. Please get on there. If you don't know how to do it, get on there. Get ready for next week. You can easily find out how to do it. It's on YouTube. You can just go on there, how to like... I'm going too fast here this morning. How to like a live feed. I have to say, I don't know what I would be or where I would be if I never had these live streams on a Saturday morning. I've got this commitment now, okay, and this consistency in the live streams on a regular basis that you know it's there. You know you'll be able to come on here on a Saturday morning, and if you need something being answered, if I can't answer it, there's always somebody on here that is able to answer any question that you may have. And it's good to have Sarah Williams on here because they do a lot of maintenance, garden maintenance, and I'm sure now at the moment, now is the time they'll be cutting back all sorts of plants. So Sarah, it'd be good to know what you've been doing this week. Let us know. Remember, when you join the live stream, please, the number is, I'm going to get the number up again just in case you don't see it and you don't scroll back and have a look. It's 07795595994. Please send me a picture of what you're doing this morning on WhatsApp. If you've got WhatsApp on here, it'd be good to see what you're doing. What's your thoughts on sandstone? Do you know, it's amazing how much we talk about paving, because as a landscaper, certainly it's not just about paving, laying paving, or building walls or gabing baskets. There's a little bit more to it. We do, there's a lot that we do in business, on a day-to-day business, how to get our business out there. One thing that we never ever really talk about, to be honest, we never talk about the abilities to communicate with our customer, okay, our consumer, and there will be consumers that will be watching this morning. How do you rate yourself with your communication skills with your client base, okay? How do you rate your communication skill with your client base? Is it good? Is it bad? Or, you know, if you think it's good and somebody's pointed out to you, I don't know. Tell me what you actually think. Tell me what's your views on this. Are you a great communicator anyway? But certainly in business, you need to be a great communicator. Matt Potter says, great live feeds on a Saturday morning. John, good to have somewhere to check in and see your beautiful face, as well as the lovely followers you have. Just love it. That's nice words from Potter. I'm not sure whether he's sincere about that or not. Cheers, Pot. I might read that again, my lovely face. Richard Dow says, how is everyone finding material prices any better yet? No, I don't think, I think it's gone up, to be honest, Richard. I think the prices across the country are still going up. I know Juicens have, and I know I go to Juicens a lot. Let me tell you about Juicens now in a moment. Matt Potter says, that new project of yours looks exciting, mate. No, Matt, I'm really enjoying it because it's something different. I'm laying those retros from Tobin. Not getting paid to say that. We're laying it in a herringbone pattern and it looks really good. I'm really impressed with it. And I keep telling my customer how I like it, but I think they think that I'm being not so sincere about it, but I really do like it. That's why I recommend it. It's actually turned out better than what I thought. Those retro cobbles, the only thing is about it, it's an absolute nightmare cutting. We overlay, we've got a contrasting charcoal brick edge. We've got a gap against the garage because the customer wanted that and wanted to make sure the water runs down. And yeah, it's a bit of a nightmare to cut because with normal block paving, because they're wider, they're flat, you can overlay and you can cut and they'll stay in place generally. But with these, they tend to move around a little bit because they're a little bit thicker. I think they're about a 65mm deep block, but they're slim in comparison to block paving, so they tend to twist over when you overlay and cut. John Ward joined us. John, I called you this morning. Where have you been, mate? You've been sleeping. I need to sleep. So cheers, Matt. Thanks very much for saying that new project looks exciting, mate. Yeah, I'm really blown. It's something different in it for a change. Jem says the sandstones I'm laying at the moment is predominantly 10mm. Lots of slurry used, but I think the manufacturer have gone too far. What do you mean by that, Jem? The sandstone I'm laying at the moment is predominantly 10mm. 10mm? Really? That's a new one on me. That's not good at all. We're not going to name and shame anyone, but if you are a manufacturer or supplier at the moment, no wonder people are turning to porcelain when you're producing some of the sandstone at 10mm. That's absolutely ridiculous. What you've got to remember is if you're not quite sure, sandstone has a high porosity value in the respect that moisture will migrate through it, and years ago even at 50mm thick, and that's why a lot of it goes green so very very fast. It's good that you're using the slurry on there, Jem, but that's not good. 10mm. We might come back to that in a minute. 24 live viewers. We've got 13 likes. When you're doing the live stream, come on, get on there, hit the like. The YouTube algorithms like it. If we can get 24 likes this morning, it'd be absolutely great. Kuram Chowdhury says the porcelain I laid on my patio and drive has gone up in price 35%. Wow, 35%, which is significant. It is a massive jump. But you know, Kuram, it's amazing, mate, that when you actually think about it, that I don't care what anybody says, at the moment, the marketplace is busy. Landscapers are busy. They may be down a little bit on last year, but I believe if they're down in leads, certainly they're still busy with the amounts of people that wanting work done. You can never ever really service the amounts of leads that actually get generated. John Ward says 10mm paper thin will crack, I bet. Bloody hell, he says. Yeah, we're not swearing, it's just a word. B-L-O-O-D-Y. Bloody hell, he says, John Ward. He says, not good at all, is it? 10mm. To be honest, Jem, I would have sent that back, to be honest, at that point. I wouldn't have been happy with that. Calibration doesn't mean to say it goes down to 10mm. That is a tile. It's a good job of using some slurry. Carl Button says, we are using sandstone at 18mm. Is it consistent, Carl? It'd be nice to know what yours is like. Jem says, it's too thin. Snapped a few putting them down. That's not good, is it? That's not fair. It's not just good, it's not fair. Whoever you are that supplied Jem, you really... Hey, and I tell you something now, when you actually think about what Jem is actually laying, that 10mm thick, I bet you they're not paying top dollar for that. They would have had that at a reduced rate, and to get it into the marketplace, that's probably, I don't think that's up to scratch. That's not standard, and that's not what should have been being sold. If you knew it was 10mm, you'd expect to pay a little bit less. But you like to know that you've got that choice that you can make about what paving you're actually laying. Restore the source, snap like a biscuit. Yeah, we'll do. Jem, I really feel for you there, mate, and I take my hat off to you that you've actually persevered with it. Let's have a look at it, mate. It'd be good to see what it looks like. John Ward says, a lot of poor products out there. That's why I move on from clients buying materials. That's why I move away from clients buying the materials. Good point. Absolutely good point. Product knowledge is key as landscapers and contractors. It doesn't matter whether you're a chippy or a builder or electrician or even a plumber. Okay, anybody in the service industry, we need to know anything in any business. We need to know about the materials that we're actually using, and we're not giving substandard materials to our customers or to us. If you're a supplier, let us have the choice. Don't try and pull the wool over our eyes. Curran Childry says 10mm is like indoors tile. I was nervous at laying about 20mm porcelain on a drive. Fingers crossed with the right stuff under it, it's doing well. Curran, let's have a picture of your driveway this morning, guys. I'm going to get my number up there. We've had a couple this morning that sent me some pictures. Let's get some pictures in. I want to see what you're doing. It's 077 95595 994. There we go. There's the number up on there. Hey, a question I've got for you this morning. I'm doing this. This is intense this morning. It really is, and I'm loving it because the reason I'm able to talk is because of the feedback I'm having off you. The live streams. If you could change anything, what would you change on the live streams? What would you like to see more of? What would you want to talk about? Is there things that we can actually do to make these live streams a little bit more informative? I would like not just somebody calling in. I would like somebody right here, right now, where we could do a podcast and we could have a talk. There they are, as if by magic. We've got some pictures coming in this morning. Cheers to that, Curran. Good to see it. Restore Saw, I've seen thicker paint. Yeah, absolutely. I've seen thicker paint when it's been painted so many times. 28 live viewers. Fantastic live stream this morning. It's all going well. 28 live viewers, got 17 likes. Please, if you just joined us this morning, welcome to Saturday Morning Live. We're talking about all sorts of things. The title is The Future of Porcelain. Is it here to stay? Well, I think it is. When we look at Jem's story there, Jem up in Cheshire, that they're selling him 10mm sandstone. Not good at all. Excuse me, I've got an itchy back. Mike Stapleton just joined us. Have more guests, mate. Yeah, have more guests. Yeah, we do. Look, Mike, I really appreciate it. We need more guests on here. It's just getting people to call in sometimes. But we will be having somebody. Maybe I'll take this on the road, the Saturday Morning Live on the road, and we can get to somebody's garden, maybe talk to a customer, maybe talk to a supplier. If you are a consumer and you need some advice, drop us an email. info@greentoplandscapes.co.uk. You can find the email address. You could try you. I'm just reading what somebody's just sent me there. You can there, I've lost my train of thought. You can try us on the website www.greentoplandscapes.co.uk. You can tell us what you actually think of the site. And if you're actually enjoying this live stream this morning, you can go on Google My Business, okay? You can find Greentop Landscapes on there, Google My Business. If you're not on there as a business, get on there because it is good, okay? The #1 search engine worldwide, Google. Get on there and you can write a review about me. You would say how handsome I am and how nice I am and what a hard worker I am. Anyway, here we go. Jem says, laid to ensure a full bed slurry on 5:1 mix. Suppose it becomes 60mm thick, but not good. Listen, Jem, I know you, and the way you do things, I'm sure it's going to be fine, but that's not good. I wouldn't accept that in the future, and I would actually start sourcing another supplier when it comes to that, unless they can actually change what they've got. So if you're a supplier of sandstone this morning watching this, Jem's on there. Now's the time to plug about your business and the quality of your sandstones. 25 live viewers, 18 likes. Come on, guys, hit the like button. Curran Childry says, let me know what you think. And remember, we cut using the 4-inch ruby blade. We weren't in your competition. There we go. There we go, Curran. That's why these live streams are good. And just so you know, James Sharp, I know if you're not watching this morning, if you are watching, your bottle of wine is here and I will send it, mate. I've just been so tired. I've had a few things on the go. We're taking full advantage of the bad weather, because there's some things that we can do on other jobs and start preparing. And we've been really, really busy. It's hard work, isn't it? This landscaping is hard work, working outdoors in the elements all the time. Look, I don't want to talk about the things I want to talk about. I want to talk about what you guys are doing, and let's have that conversation now. Tell me what you want to speak about. Not because I haven't got anything to talk about. I've got plenty to say. That's why I do these live streams. 29 minutes past now, 25 viewers, 18 likes. People are coming and going. Lee Hewitt says, I'm a bricklayer myself, and lay porcelain also just completed a job myself. It's definitely here to stay, says Lee. Lee, I think you're absolutely right. You know, I was only talking to a supplier yesterday, and he was telling me that literally nearly 50%, half of porcelain manufacture in Spain is actually for outdoors. Okay, it's massively increased. Okay, people are laying copious amounts of porcelain. It's taken off. It was there for a while. It was knocking at our door. It was at our shores. But it wasn't working. People weren't using it because it was a continental feel. But now people are seeing the benefits of it, because stone natural products are not necessarily right for our climate. You can clean it, you can seal them, but they're not necessarily the correct product to use for this little island that sits here with all this moisture and all this warm air. We live on a damp island, and things go green. They do go green. Christian Griffith says the bottle of wine will be vintage soon. Christian, you're right. Maybe I'll charge him for it. No, I will get it out. I can't expect Alison to do everything for me. Okay, I can't expect Alison to do everything for me. I'm loving these live streams at the moment. Mike Burke says, what's Bostik wide joint compounding like? I've used Pave Tough in the past and not been impressed. Mike Burke says, what's Bostik wide joint? Can somebody elaborate or send me a picture on WhatsApp? 07795 595 994. There's the number. I want to see what this Bostik wide joint is like. What do you actually think of all these brushing and resin grouting systems out there? I've got an opinion on it. It's not necessarily for me, but what's your opinion? How do you think it fares? How many jobs have you actually installed it? How many times do you see a video on social media and think, oh yeah, that's the product for me, without actually knowing what the product can do? Only time will tell, as they say. Only time will tell. What's it like building a garden on a flat area? What's it like building a garden on a flat area? Well, I would know, I'm in Wales. No, we do gardens on flat areas, but yes, absolutely. I don't know what Mike means by that. Sorry, Mike. Leo, it says it's such a better product all around. Yeah, it is. I think it is. I think it ticks all the boxes. The only thing you got to do is when you're moving around not to chip it, because that can be an absolute pain, can it, Lee? It can be a pain when you start chipping slabs and you have to start tearing them back up. Richard Dowd says, really impressed with Bal stuff, Mike Burke, and it's not expensive. There you go, Bal, great company to work with. Dave Rowley and Kieran on there, just guys that have got years and years of knowledge of products, you know. And the tiling industry, we're laying outdoor tiles now a little bit thicker, so we have to think differently how we're laying. That's why the industry is changing. There's no doubt that the industry is changing in a way that we probably never thought that it would ever be. A porcelain product, a man-made product from natural products, okay, heated at high temperatures, okay, and hydraulically pressed, compressive strength, which is so important to our paving, our beds, and our sub-base. Compressive strength is the way to go forward. Do you think we can keep talking about paving week in, week out? That's why we need to do a live stream on site. If any of you want me to come to site next Saturday, I will come to your site anywhere in the country. And if it's in a warm country, I'll come over there as well. Mike Burke says, cheers, Richard Dowd. Been offered it cheap and wasn't sure. £15. Definitely regards to keeping clean. Obviously, it's a lot more labour intense, not as forgiving to work with. Everything needs to be precisely planned. It's concise. John Wood says, porcelain is great, just need education on usage in the UK, as Spain has different soil and temperature conditions. There we are, you see. This is why this live stream worked, because there are the reminders from Lee, from John, from Christian there. You know, Christian says, I'm Stan Bird. Let's have a look what he actually says. I'm Stan. And he says, an old account, we just did the Brazilian curved patio. Magic. Let's see it. Send us a picture, Bud, Stan. Let's see it on 07795 595 994. I always do this at intense speed because I love it. I enjoy it. I want to get things out. I want to talk to people. Kuram Chandri says we use aspects of easy grade. It's traumatic process. Love the word. It is. Kuram, it is, without doubt. It's traumatic using the easy grade when I use it for the first time, but it is good. It is good. It's a slurry grade, so it gets in all those little voids that we miss when we're laying our paving, and it is a good product without a doubt. There's, you know, it's got to be said. He said easy grout is traumatic. He said we used aspects of easy grout. It's traumatic process, but it's very good product afterwards when you're cleaning it. Don't put too much water on the top though. Stan says the porcelain patio at the rear of their garden, of their house, was grouted with the brush and stuff. Jointing is green. I did not lay. No, it's not good. The brush and grouts are not good because the water gets through it. It holds. The water holds. Let's just get it out. We got 28 live viewers, 21 likes this morning, right? Let's just face the facts, okay? Not the truth. The truth and facts actually are two different things. When people talk about truth in commercial law, they're actually lying. They're not talking about the facts. So when we talk about the facts, the fact is that brushing grouts go green. And the reason they go green like that sign behind me, is because the moss buildup, because the ingression of moisture, the ultraviolet turns it green. Microorganisms start growing. It's not good. You need to compact it. If you're going to use it, compactive, compressive strength. That's what I've said for so many times. Do you know, I think, I just asked this question, didn't I? I think the question was, do you think we can carry on talking about paving? But we will. And the reason we will, because people are spending copious amounts of money. It's a huge investment when you're spending in your garden. And if you guys would actually say some of the amounts of like funds that we're actually spending in our garden at the moment, what sort of figures are we talking about for an average garden? I know it will vary, but give me some ideas of what you're actually spending. Would anybody actually say what they're spending at the moment? I will actually tell you what customers have actually, what they're each customer and identifying what they're spending. I couldn't do that, could I really? But they are ranging from 20,000, 14,000, 8,000 to 80,000 pound. Yeah, 80,000 pound in some areas, okay? Because of the size and the complexity, the accessibility of the gardens, the prices will go up and down. There are too many variables. And it goes back to that old thing, can we price per square metre? We can do it ourselves, okay, individually, but our prices individually are just akin to us, you know. There are prices. Somebody else might have more expenses, okay, there's too many variables. Let's get back to reading some of the comments, shall we? Sick of lives, good morning, where have you been? Price of wash boy is traumatic. The word this morning, traumatic, eh? Traumatic, eh? The word is coming in copious amounts. Stan says, why is the middle of the porcelain tile different? It's just about the different products, mate. It doesn't necessarily say that it's not full body. Maybe I will do a live stream from Spain. Maybe one of the Spanish or Italian porcelain manufacturer would invite me over there and we can do a live stream on a Saturday morning and tell you all about it or share it on YouTube. Okay, there's lots of reasons for it. Look at the swimming pools are built to understand we need to do for porcelain and laying. Yeah, massive point John Ward makes there, as per usual. His contribution is absolutely second to none. That's why these live streams are so important, okay? They're so important, okay, these live streams, to get the information out there. Lots of comments coming in now, not on lots of pictures. We've got a few coming in, but Send us a picture on WhatsApp. Come on, let's have a look what you were doing this morning or what you've been doing. 077 95 595 994. Let's go back to Stan says the porcelain patio at the rear. He says about the green. John Ward says, look at the swimming pools are built to understand what we need to do for Porcelain Lane. Yeah, absolutely. Stan says, why is the middle of the porcelain tile different? Well, it's all about the manufacturing process, and it's all about the clays and the other products that I've talked about, the different types of minerals that they put. The porcelain is almost like baking a cake. There's all different types of products on there, and some of the clays that they put in there, some are good, but remember, some of the clays that go in porcelain actually come from the Ukraine. Only joking. The Ukraine supply a lot of clays for porcelain. That's why maybe the prices have gone up. I don't know. But there are clays that are in this country as well. I'm not sure whether they're using those there. Terrible. I don't know what that word says. John, have you considered tweeting when you go live? Tweeting the hashtags relating to subjects matter, along with links to live streams, will bring in viewers, I believe. Have I ever considered? Do you mean on Twitter? Yeah. Do you know, that's a massive point, and I really appreciate it. If you want to talk to me about that sometime, Bud, I really appreciate it. Sick of Lies, price on Wash Boys are traumatic. Morning, all he says. Richard Dow says, Christian Griffiths, the colours are printed, so it depends on how far they take the colour through. It's a litho they put on the top to create the image that they want to produce, the finish surface on the top, and then it's cooked at high temperatures. Jen says, Sick of Lies, very true. They're talking to each other now. Love it. That's what this community is about. 28 live viewers, 25 likes. We're older now. I love this. Absolutely fantastic. 40 minutes. See how time flies by when you're enjoying yourself. Lee Hewitt says, brush in, stay away. That's Lee's opinion on it. And I tend to agree with him with that. You know, I have used it in the past to try it, but it's not necessary. Time will tell, and now people can see that it's going green. Restore the saw. Tweeting brings viewers. Love your content. Cheers. Thank you very much. Listen, you can also share this live stream as well. Don't forget, you can share this. Mike Burke says, thanks, Richard. Have a great day. Curran Chowdhury says, that included 2 meter, 2.4 steel composite custom made gate. Fantastic. Let's get some prices on here this morning, guys. If you're brave enough, tell me what some prices that people are paying in their gardens. Alison says, BAL Technology Day, Technical Day, Technology, yeah, same say, is on the 16th of March. Yes. Alison has shared a post. We're going to reshare it again. We're going to try and share it on the community. The Technical Day is on the 16th of March. All is welcome. Consumer and contractor. If you're a contractor and you don't see a consumer there, don't come, because it is for the consumer as well. If a consumer wants to come along for a Technical Day to understand about the products that's being laid in this garden, you need to come along. You need to understand it. Don't think, do you just leave it to the professionals? Just come along and get a little bit of understanding about it. John Ward says, thanks, Alison. Hope all is well. Christian Griffiths Stan says, sweet makes sense. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, no problem at all. Morning, Alison. Hope you're well. That's not Sick of Lies there. I had the time for a day, which I had time for a day out. Well, we're going out later on, and I want to share some pictures on social media later on of my food. Yeah, I'm going to be one of those sort of like the Kardashians showing my food, if she lets me. I want to show my food because food is important. I want to show you how I get through the day. I need to eat. How many of you guys come in at the end of the day and you go into that cupboard and you're looking for food? I tend to graze on nuts now and munch on nuts before tea is ready. I try and stay away from the rubbish. Curran Chowdhury says, I reckon my drive cost me up to 15,000. It was 65 square metres of porcelain with an 8-inch of hardcore and 8 inches of steel reinforced concrete with 2 5 to 6 millimetre brick walls. 2 5 to 6 metre brick walls. Curran, did you do that yourself, mate? And I really massively, Curran, I really appreciate you sharing that information with us, because people will look at that and have some sort of understanding now about what the prices are. It's totally different to where it used to be. But remember this, okay, and you heard it. This is a massive investment for anyone, okay? Your price of your property is going to go through, not necessarily through the roof, but it will go up because of the work that you've done on it. or it could go down if you don't have it done right. Get your work done by a professional. If any of you are watching this morning and you want me to help to source a contractor in your area, I might be able to help you. So you can drop me an email, info@greentoplandscapes.co.uk. If you're down in Birmingham, you need to speak to John Ward, okay? If you're down in Birmingham, speak to John Ward. I'm sure John would help you out and give you some advice, okay? An advice that's going to save you a load of money without a doubt. You just get it right. Speak to a consultant first. Speak to somebody about your project before you even think maybe about going to a contractor and finding it. We may be able to source somebody in that area. There's no doubt that we've built a massive community on here, okay? We've built a good community where we can help the consumer to get the best advice before even thinking about what to do and how to go about it. Remember, if you're spending money like this in your garden, okay, can we say monies? I think we can, can't we? It is good English, monies. I think it is. You can say monies. As the money's being paid, I know you can use it. Yes, is the answer. A lot of people are spending a lot of money in their garden, so it's a big investment. It's a big investment, okay? And your price of your house will go up. So just think of that, okay? Even if you're borrowing the money to get the garden done, like a lot of people are doing, even now, even in these times. Money is relatively cheap to actually get something done. Let me read some of the comments now quickly. Did a bivvy bag night out last Saturday. New UK record. It's good to see you. John Ward says 2 first jobs, 19,000 and 36,000 plus VAT. Running them together to give a concrete pad time to cure. There we are. This is why contractors sometimes, if you're a consumer now, this is why they have to pull off the job at some point, because the concrete needs at least 30 days to cure. It needs 30 days to cure, before you can actually start thinking about laying. And then I'm going to maybe take it a little bit further, because I'm going to do some cutting first before I start laying the paving on the pad stone I put down. And here's the point. Speak to John Ward about this week. Somebody on social media said to me that I needed plastic under my concrete reinforced slab. I needed plastic, DPM, and this is what somebody said, outside. Well, you're wrong, okay? And the reason you're wrong is that that slab is going to sit in water. I spoke to an engineer the following day, and I didn't need to speak to an engineer because I knew. But I just wanted to confirm it when people are saying, I thought, is there something I was missing? But I wasn't missing it. Stansted Airfield, okay, the airport was built without any plastic on the runway with copious amounts of concrete. You don't need plastic outside. Your slab is going to sit in water, and then the freeze-thaw effect will start working. If your concrete isn't the concrete it should be, it's going to have lots of air voids. Then you get that process, the freeze-thaw effect, the expansion, the contraction, right? And then before you know it, your slab starts breaking down because it's sat in water, okay? Not a good thing. Alison says, sick of lies. Good morning, Lee. Thank you. I am getting there. We never do either. So many making an effort to get out more. Found a lovely independent restaurant in Cardiff. I hope it's not going to cost me. John Ward, when are you coming down? When somebody's going to invite me to their project. If anybody out here now on this live stream this morning wants me to turn up on your project and spend some time with you, I'd love to do it. Let's do it next Saturday. How many of you would be brave enough for me to come to you and do a live stream next Saturday? Sick of Life says, got to do things, do whatever you're doing next week and do it well. Bye all. He's gone. There we go. Alison says, John Ward, you're welcome, John. It's an excellent day, very informative and free. They will be laying some sandwiches on, I hope. Alison says, John Ward, hope you are well. Mike Burke, my current block paving has done badly. My current block paving was done badly, and the subbase has failed. It's all too wavy, so saving to replace it. Mike, send us some pictures, just have a look at it and just see if we can help you in some way. Kuram, I've loved everything you've spoke about this morning, mate, and I really appreciate your feedback. Kuram says, I paid a contractor to dig up and lay the concrete, and it let it set about 8 months, and then had a guy who worked in it individually laying tiles and building walls. Kurum Chaudhry also says, eventually we paid a company to finish the tiling and grouting. Kurum, love to see it again. To see how you got on with it. John Ward says, I can pop over to your site for a cup of tea if any need advice. I'm qualified to do so. I guarantee you, John Ward has a copious amounts, not just of experience, but qualifications. If you're in the Birmingham area, right, there you are. There's the offer. He's there to help. Get some advice before you start investing. It's what we do, okay? We speak to a consultant before we have an operation. We speak to a dentist before we have any work done. We even speak to our hairdresser in some cases, if you're that way. Lee McLean says, Jonathan, on pricing jobs. Jonathan, I love it. He says, Jonathan, on pricing jobs, would you say to provide and lay Indian sandstone plus install a sub base at about £150 a square metre? Is it fair price? Yeah, I think that's a fair price, but let's face it, Lee, everybody has, it's all variable, isn't it? Your prices, your overheads are going to be different from everyone else's. Decoupling membrane help with new slabs, says Lee, saves tiles cracking. Wow, this is the benefits of the BAL technical day, is they've used this product called gel rheology. You don't necessarily need a decoupling mat with gel rheology, and that's why we're going to go up there and we're going to try and get some information out, get some videos where you can actually find out a little bit more about this gel rheology. There we are. It's all about the polymers, many parts. There's a little bit more of that to it. Restore Source says, I worked at my project, cost me around £100 a square metre, dig out, muck away, aggregate in, porcelain on top, excluding labour, trade costs, prices of materials. Love it. How people are delivering these concise messages this morning. Restore the Soul. I worked on my project, cost me around £100 a square metre. He's did it himself. £100 a square metre, dig out, muck away, aggregate in porcelain on top, including labour, trade costs, prices of material. While we're at it, I'm going to read what everyone else says now. It's so important. Have a think about this one, because I know there's a delay on these live streams. What would you pay per square metre for a product, for the tile itself? What would you pay, okay, if you've seen something that you like? What's the limit you would pay per square metre? I want to know, tell me. John Wood says, Lee McLean, I never give a square metre price, mate. Need to look at a job. Soil, lie of land, access, drainage, all can eat into your price. And I'd like to meet the client and engage him. Great words. Think about it, Lee. I think, and I know you can see it, but John Ward's right there. Too many variables. You want to see the truck. I would never give anybody how many times do people phone up and say, can you give a rough idea of price per square metre? Sometimes they are landscapers just trying to gauge it themselves because they have no idea. Number one thing, if you're in business, you need to know your outgoings. Every pound, shekel, shilling and pence that you're spending will determine of how much you're going to charge per square metre. That's just from there. There's a lot more variables to actually think about. Kurum Chaudhry said, I've met a lot of landscapers who watch YouTube and price themselves at £180 a square metre for porcelain, but their skill level is not up to scratch. I agree. Kurum, once again, thank you for your input. It's unbelievable. Kurum also says, if you are a competent and have a good attention to detail, your prices can go up because the price is proportional. It's not only the cost, but also your skill level. I agree. Matt Reynolds says, great live stream as always. Got to go. Hey, Matt, thanks very much. We're nearly on the hour. And every time on the hour, we end the live stream. We're nearly there. So bear with us. Lee Hewitt. Lee, thank you for your contribution this morning. And John Ward, of course. Mike Burke. And everyone else that is participating in the live stream this morning. Mike Reynolds says about the live stream, and Lee Hewitt says, my current job was 900 by 600 porcelain, 20mm, about £44 per metre, only at supply cost. Do you know, I think for me, right, is that, when we give a quote, we'll work on an average basis until the customer, on a price product of like maybe between 30 and £40 a square metre, so the customer has a rough idea. And it's only when we start getting them some samples that they start identifying what they want. That's when we can clearly identify what product they're going to have, and then we can give them an exact price per square metre. And remember, hold that price with your supplier, because the last thing you want to be doing is when the job comes around and you to do it, and then the price has gone up. You need to confirm that price and get that price held with the supplier. Mike Burke says, I will have to shoot. Thanks for today. Mike, it's our pleasure. Thanks very much for joining. Do you know, I got to say, and I'll say it again, I actually enjoy these live streams. It gets me off the shovel and off the tools on a Saturday morning, and being here, Alison likes to hear my dulcet tones, and she likes me having me around the house and listening. She knows I'm here, and it just reassures her. Not really. Lee says, good point. What about holding the price, isn't it? Yeah, so what I was saying, Lee, is basically what we do is until the customer, they'll ask us what sort of prices that they are looking for. So what we do, so we can get on with a quote, we're able to sort of give them a rough idea of what the price could be between, okay, within £4 or £5 either way, and if they do accept the quote, it's only at that point then when we take some products and they say, can you bring some samples around, and then we go around with the products and we actually tell them what the price is per square meter then. So if the price goes up like £3 a square meter, at 10 square meter, it's only obviously £30. They know exactly where they are. John Ward says, my lads want top money, so I pay it, but get great work, got a great work ethic, quality of work, and they constantly challenge our work around the corners on all work, if possible. Yeah, you need to challenge yourself on a day-to-day basis. So yes, Lee, yeah, absolutely, I agree. I assume you're saying in case the job wasn't until a few months later. Yes, definitely, get your prices confirmed. And remember, when your price of your quote is going out, you need to say that this is only for 30 days, okay? You personally need to check any potential price increases of your products, okay? You need to do this. You need to be really proactive, and you need to, when that quote goes out, before you press the send, you need to make sure that prices of that product isn't going to go up, because it can be a nasty shock and contractors don't necessarily like what you're actually doing, okay? Then when you go back to them and tell them, but if you preempt the idea that there could be an increase, then everybody knows where they are. That's so important. Current Charlie says, my porcelain was £36.50 a square metre. Deliveries it now £49.80. Delivered all, including VATs, sold in 22 square metre pallets. Look at the information the data we're receiving on this live stream this morning is absolutely priceless. Kurum, you're an absolute star, my friend. Kurum, I got to ask, I'd love to know, and I would like to guess what you do for a living. I think you probably do something with spreadsheets or data or computers of some sort. Am I right? But either way, whatever you're doing it well, because of your attention to detail is absolutely second to none. Lee McLean says, cheers guys, I'm off, got to get some holes, dig some holes, and have a great weekend. Hopefully the snow holds off. Yeah, Lee, all the best. Thanks for participating this morning. We got 3 minutes to go. Not that I'm waiting for it. I get a bit disappointed after the live stream is over. It's like coming down. I'm on a high at the moment. Jem says, got to go. Enjoy your pot noodle later, John. Have a great weekend. Pot noodle. I don't think so, Jem. I don't think so. John Wood says, I'll pay what's needed to get the product. That is quality, and the client wants to but get them to pick the product before I price, and 14-day price out, 14 days with John Ward. That's it, out, terms and conditions. Restore the Store, thank you John for that. Restore the Store says, with high inflation, it's a good idea to stock some products if you know that the work is coming in and if you have the cash flow, of course. I agree with that 100%. But just imagine, just imagine that the war in the Ukraine stopped tomorrow, and then all of a sudden things start getting back to normality. And I would say, if you're buying products regularly, you got to fight for, you got to go back and say to your supplier, I want some loyalty. I want some loyalty, and that's what you need to say. Kurum Charles says, yep, I'm an IT teacher. I knew it. Kurum, thanks, mate. Let's have a look at that picture of your job. Let's have a look again. Let's see it. Thank you all for joining this morning. We're on the 58.24 seconds of this live stream. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Did I need the props behind me this morning? Did I need a wooded area? Did I need a transit van sat from the inside? No, I didn't. Spreadsheets are my life. Brilliant. I knew it. I absolutely knew it. That's a guy that's always about attention to detail. Kerm, thanks very much for joining this morning. We're talking about this live stream. You made the content. You guys out there this morning, Kerm, John Ward, Lee McLean, Jam, all of you, Mike Burke, Restore the Soul, all of you made this live stream this morning. I'm absolutely blown away with the participation of you guys, so it's massively appreciated. 25 likes. We were up at 29 live viewers at some point. Maybe we do need the props behind. If you've got any questions, or if you want to get back to me, if you need any advice, or if you want me to come and see your job before you actually think about choosing a contractor, I'm heading down the M4 on Sunday morning, nice and early, about 6:30. Got my first call at 7:30. Next call at 8:45. Okay. Hopefully I'll get a cup of tea, some granary bread, and some marmalade. If I'm not, that's what I need. No, seriously. I'm heading along the M4 up to Oxford on Sunday, and I'll be heading back this way in the afternoon. So if anybody wants to have a chat with me, I'll be hands-free, more than willing to talk to you. But now I'm off. We've hit the 60-minute mark. Thanks for joining. Saturday morning live, brought to you from the undisclosed location. It's been enjoyable. Thanks for participating. And I just got to say, thank you. Love you all. Take care. See you soon. Be safe. And don't forget, if you can't say anything nice, don't say it. Have a great weekend.